Well, it's November 6th, and Aaron and I are set up in the open gate unit this morning. We've got a light southwest wind, and we're hoping it stays light, because the way that this stand sets up, there's a draw down here to the north, and the wind comes out of the south, and it kind of kicks back up this draw to the top of the ridge where most of the deer are going to be coming from. So as long as it stays light, we should be okay. We've got a big draw out here in front of me, which would be to the southeast. That's good bedding back in there, and back here to the southwest is just some tall, nasty CRP, pin oak type stuff. So this is actually one of Aaron's favorite stands. It's been really productive since they set it up back in 2012. This is where Aaron shot his buck back then, and they've just had real productive sits every year since then. Most of the movement from the deer that they've seen in past years is east to west, so and generally about mid-morning. So we're going to sit tight and hopefully have some action here this morning.
What'd you think of that spot?
It was sweet.
Was it?
Yeah, I liked
Saw
it.
some bucks, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We just got back up here to the car. It's about a mile walk back there. Didn't get a shot at a shooter this morning for Sean, but we did see several bucks. What did we see? A 2-year-old.
Nice 3-year-old 9-pointer, and then a good mature buck at probably 80 yards away.
Yeah, I got one quick look at him through the binoculars, and I could tell he was definitely had a big set of antlers, and he was a mature buck. We heard him snort wheeze up in there where the big boys usually come from in that stand, but he was occupied with another buck or a doe or something. So we ended up seeing 4 bucks total, I think, and 1 doe. That's one of our favorite stands. That's the open gate stand location, and I killed a buck there in 2012 with Pat McSherry. We hung the stand that year, and then in 2013 myself and Eric Barber had a good hunt there. 2014 had another good sit there in early November. Lots of mature buck sightings out of that stand. It didn't disappoint this morning. I wish we could have got some footage of that buck, but he was just too thick through there. We'll have to look and see. I was rolling in that general area, but
yeah,
I don't know if we would have got any video of him or not. The thing that is a challenge with that spot that I've learned over the years is that the wind has to be absolutely perfect or it wants to swirl. This morning we had a southeast wind, which on paper, when you're looking at a map, looks perfect for that spot, but because of that little ridge, it tends to kick around in there when that wind speed gets up above 8-10 miles an hour. So really what you need is a dead calm morning with an east wind and wind speeds of less than 5-6 miles an hour, because then your scent just falls down into that bottom behind the tree. But for whatever reason, when it kicks up like this, it starts to swirl back and actually come out of the west. You could see that the leaves blowing out of those trees.
Yeah, the leaves were blowing as if it was a solid south-southeast wind, but when it would get down into that draw, it would kick back up to the northeast.
Yeah.
And that's what we were noticing with the milkweed. It was really showing us truly what the wind was doing. Up top in the canopy of the trees, it looked like a solid southeast wind, but when it would get down in that draw there, it would just kind of suck it back up. So
yeah, and that's the challenge that you're going to run into a lot when you're hunting at the bottom of those little draws, or a low spot or a creek bottom or whatever, especially a spot like that where you've got a big ridge, you know, adjacent to you. And once that wind comes over those ridges, the trees and everything are gonna make it do some funny stuff. So with these stands, it really takes a long time to be able to figure out the correct wind to hunt them on. Most of the times the bucks come from straight east off that ridge, and the wind was starting to blow back up in there, so we climbed down. But overall, good sit, good spot. First time in the open gate unit this year, and there's a mature buck in there. I don't know which one it is. Both my trail cameras that I've set up out here to the east on the fields have been stolen this year, but definitely a good spot and one that we'll be hitting again here in the next few weeks.
Yep, definitely.